Hello, B. It's lovely to see you and talk to you from over in Norway. I mean, we all have visions of it being snowing and gorgeous over there. I'm not sure if it is, but you can let us know. Um, but before we start, I'd love you to introduce yourself and explain where you are in the world. And also, I'd love you to say how long you've been a Galen myotherapist, and finally, why you decided on Galen myotherapy to train. So look forward to hearing the answer to those questions.
I will. My name is Beate Bjørnhom. I live in the south part of Norway. You can't get more south because if you go more south, you will be in Denmark.
Oh,
So it's really south. And yes, it's white. It's not snowy, but it's frosted and a bit snow. So it's not fun snow yet. So yeah, I got my diploma as a myotherapist in 2020. I was planning to getting it quite a few earlier because I met you at the Tourette's weekend in 2014. Way back.
long ago.
Yes, that's long ago. You had the weekend with Turid from like the update weekend,
Yes.
and it
Oh, I
blew my
remember
mind.
meeting you. I remember meeting you, but I'm just shocked that was 10 years ago.
Yeah, and you really made an impression about us and the dogs, because I can remember my colleague's dog. Every time you had like a talk online, he heard your voice and he went like, "Where is she?" 10 years after. So it's been amazing.
Oh,
So the weekend really opened my eyes to the connection between behavior and pain, and the way you can just look at the dog and in about 5 minutes you know what's wrong, what not what caused it, but what might cause the issue with the dog, and how to fix it. And I went like, people spend years figuring this out in Norway, and I really need it. So I started the training, but I had my rehome dog, so that I couldn't leave him because at the time I had a boyfriend working in the next city, so he was away for far too long. So I stopped the training and I did a Norwegian training to get something to work with, but it still lacked like the magic of Galen therapy. And a big part of it is the magic for once, which is magic. And the other part is that when you work with behavior and you have the worst cases, there is not like a queue of people that really want to treat your dog as a professional.
mm, mm.
So in the long run, I figured it's easier if I just do it myself because I have the skill set of a behaviorist, and if I can get the skill set of a therapist, I can do wonders for those dogs.
Mm.
So that's the story.
That is the story, and it's a great story and a really authentic story too. That's amazing. So what we really want to have a look at is I know you've treated lots and lots and lots of dogs, and you run a very, very busy and successful practice where you are. But what we'd like to do is just perhaps go over one of your many case histories that maybe has just really stuck in your head as being, for some reason, either it was early on, it was just a phenomenal change, or whatever it might be. So I wonder if you could share one of those with us, please.
I can do that. I have a wonderful case. Oops. Let's see if we can do this. I present to you Truls.
Oh, wonderful.
I met this dog in a puppy class because in Norway we don't have to work with the vet consent, which is a good and a bad thing because I can
Yeah,
just treat dogs whenever I meet them.
yeah,
But I have to dig really hard to get the health history of the dog, and owners tend to forget.
yeah. So
So
you
she's been,
still try and get the veterinary consent, and you still send the vet reports and everything, even though you don't have to, don't you?
yeah,
Yeah.
it's such an important thing. And many vets likes to be asked because it's not my area of expertise, the vet
Mm,
part of it. So the story behind Truls is that he's, first of all, and I know the owner allows me to say this, he's really weird. He's just one of the weirdos, and I really love him for it because he just knows what he wants and what he doesn't want.
mhm.
And he's been like that since a puppy, and it's really amazing for the owner to allow him to be weird and they're trying to put him into a square.
Yeah.
So the owner sent me a message saying she had an issue with the dog, and she'd been to the vet and I couldn't figure out what was wrong because he had a high CRP, so he was on cortisone,
Right.
and he was itching, so he was also on a topic of the itch.
Right.
And she asked me, "Can you help?" And I said, "I don't know, but can you send me some pictures?" And we start from there. And this is one of the picture I got.
Wow.
And my first thought was, what are going on in this dog's body?
Mm,
So we had a discussion, me and the owner, and she asked me, "Do you think you can help me?" And I like to be honest. So I said, I don't have a clue. So I said, let's wait and let's see what happens.
Yep.
So I met him the first time, and Truls being Truls, he set the rules, which I love. So we spent like half an hour negotiating the terms of the treatment, me and the dog, where to touch him and where not to. And the only place I was allowed to touch this dog was the neck and a tiny bit in front of the scapula, these shoulder blades of the dog.
Mm.
And I'm not going to go through him in really the depth, but we can say the back of this dog is not as it should be. It's not
No.
straight. You
No.
can see the tension going through the ears, the eyes. He doesn't look happy.
Yeah.
You can see all the loads going through here. It's overloaded. And I just went like, it has to be in so much pain.
Mm.
She also told me the behavioral part of it was that he was screaming when you touched him.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's extreme.
on and off. It wasn't always, but most of the time. If you
How
bumped
old
in,
was he roughly there?
he was 4 years
4 years
old.
old, I see it. You're putting it
Yeah.
down. Yeah, sorry.
And he was hiding when she found the harness for going for walks. He didn't want to. And the light was just off. There was no joy in life anymore. And I felt the massive responsibility to fix this, but didn't know if I could. So let's just start and see what we got. Treated his neck, and I think of the 45 minutes, minus the 30 minutes negotiating the terms of the treatment and sweet talking, I think I
Can
touched
you
him for like,
explain what you mean by negotiating the terms of the treatment?
we had a long discussion because Truls is one of those dogs that if you do something he doesn't want, he just go and hide, and you have to spend forever to get him, asking him back. And as Galen Myotherapy is a choice-led treatment, which is one of the huge part of me doing this, because I don't like forcing dogs. I asked him to come back and trust me again. And after half an hour, we had like this deal. So of course I'm a human. Of course I overstepped his boundaries, and he gave me the stinky eye and left again. So the treatment was really back and forth. And I think I touched him for about like 10 minutes total.
Yeah, yeah.
And I had no high hopes of doing anything, even though I know I released a lot of tension in the neck. So he came back 1 week later. I of course, gave the owner exercises, what to do. And we didn't do much because he was so compromised. I just wanted the body to fix itself if he could, but how to walk him and so on. And he came back to me 1 week later looking like this.
Oh my goodness.
It's a totally different dog, and he's not a perfect dog. And I forgot to say, he's a mixed breed of at least 3 of them are Dachshunds, Pug, and Jack Russell.
But he doesn't look like the same dog. It looks like
No.
you swapped the first dog
Yeah,
for the second dog.
it's just amazing. And it was 1 week and 10 minutes of touching. And I was mind blown. And the owner went like, I don't know what you did, but can you do it again? And I was like, I don't know.
Can I just go back? So all you treated was his neck and his
Yeah,
shoulders, because that was the only bit that you had discussed with him was
yeah.
okay for you to treat.
And it was
One
just in
treatment.
front of the shoulder blades. I couldn't even touch anything back.
Wow. Just
It's
shows how
amazing.
important the neck is. I
Yeah,
mean, we always are looking at that, but wow, that I have to say, that's nothing short of a miracle, isn't it?
it is. And in just a head carriage, he can actually lift his head.
Yes.
It's amazing. The paws in the front legs are
Yeah.
just placed far further forward. And I went like, whoa, I didn't think this would be the result. And I thought like, oh, this is going to be a client that I had to treat forever and unwind every bits and pieces. And I remember I told the owner, and after getting over my shock of the results and everything, I just said, okay, just to put expectations where it belongs. I don't think I can do this again. So I don't think I can make this better, like a magical better dog for next time. This time he came in and he gave me the stinky eye, and we had to negotiate again.
Yes, of course. New
I know.
terms. New terms.
Yes, new terms.
Yeah.
Asked him where I could touch him, and I couldn't touch anything else. Then the neck and in front of the shoulders again. And I went like, wait. So we went with it, and I actually behaved quite a lot better because I knew the terms and we practiced once.
Yeah. Yeah.
Got a bit more touching, like a bit more treatment, and just for more minutes. Nothing different from the first treatment. And I sent him off she told me they have a cottage and there's a hill up to the cottage. And the last years he wouldn't go there. He stopped in the bottom of the hill and they have to carry him up. So they visit the cottage between the first and the second treatment, and he ran up the hill being so happy, silly, look what I can do. And I was like, whoa. So I asked her to contact the vets, and because we have to work together. I am not a vet, never going to be one. Can you ask the vet, need new tests for the CRP and whatever, and just monitor what's going on in the body? And she did. And during the treatment process, he was gradually taken off all the meds, and the CRP went back to zero without the cortisol. So imagine all the inflammatory response in the body being that compromised as his was. So it's just, I still get goosebumps.
Physical and chemical and histological. No, I can't say it. You know what I mean.
Yeah.
Evidence
Yeah.
of change in that dog. How amazing. How amazing.
So when he came back again, because we had like the usual three treatments a week apart, he came back for the third treatment. And this is what came in my door. And by this point, he didn't hide under the chair.
No.
He didn't give me the stinky eye. He ran into my face, giving me the big lick, being so happy to see me. But the rules were there yet. The same rules.
Yeah.
I think it took me 6 treatments to be able to work a bit down the body, like down the back hind limbs. And the hind limbs were so sore. Yeah. It was the last piece I could ever touch. But this is the result.
He's got a neck and he's now got shoulders. He hasn't got neck shoulders.
Look at the eyes.
The eye, but you can see him, can't you?
Yeah. He doesn't just exist anymore. And I have to say, this picture is a bit tricky because they're going on cortisone for quite a long time. Something happened with the growth of your hair. Right. So his feet are not that long and that wrongly placed. It's just the fur.
Right. That is just, it really is phenomenal. I mean, change his life, change the guardian's life. Just that, I mean, can you equate how that made you feel when you saw that? Because you've made some very interesting and valid points about these negotiations, which we all go through with dogs. We negotiate. It's his communication, isn't it? It's his conversation about, okay, what are you happy with me treating? And you may have felt at first that you hadn't treated much because you could only do the neck, but then the dog knows. And they said, no, that's what I need. And that's what I need. And now, so how can you, well, I'm sure you can remember how that made you feel.
It made me feel grateful for having someone in the world being able to teach me this skill set to make these changes. That's the first thing. The other thing is that when you work with like behavior and treating dogs, and especially behavior, you meet a lot of dogs that isn't really nice to meet. So every time I have a client walking in, I will picture my dog walking in. This is someone's my dog.
Yeah.
So I have been, to be honest, there was tears of happiness and joy, and there's gratitude, and it's all to the owner too. She's amazing. The owner of this dog is just really amazing, doing whatever she can for the dog and lets him be him.
Yes.
Which also means I had him last week for follow-up, 4 months, Twain. And he came in and he ran into me and just licked me and everything. And to the day he stops and he goes like, what's the terms for today? And we have to discuss the terms for today.
Yes, yes.
Make a plan. And he's so freaking cool because when he's done, he's done.
Yeah.
So he can let you do whatever you want to do. You can treat him and you can do everything. And when he's done, he just walks off and go sleep.
Absolutely.
And you can ask him whatever. He doesn't come back.
And Positive PACT isn't about just sitting there waiting for the dog to come to you, is it? It's not that. It is this communication and this, and negotiation sounds a bit harsh, but it isn't. It's a chat. It's what do you need? What I would quite like to treat there, really, if possible. And they're like,
Yeah.
no. Or it's, let's see how it goes, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And now he's so cool because now he always bumps whatever piece of his body he wants to treat into me or put his back towards me or whatever, and he just guides me through whatever he needs. And he's so smart, and it's just amazing to see that he is in such a control of the treatment process
Exactly.
that he can go like, do this, do this, do this, I'm done for today.
Because he doesn't need to worry about you, because he knows that
No.
you will only go within what he is happy with.
And also, I have to say, the owner is so good at letting him be.
It's a
So
teamwork.
it's kudos
Yep.
to his owner,
Yep.
letting him be him with all the warts and everything and all the no, which he has a
Amazing.
lot of. It's amazing.
It's brilliant. It's that tripartite thing, and you have completely described that in the real world. Beate, honestly, we call you B, I know, because most of us
Yeah.
can't say Beate. Oh, you've got another one. Oh, quick. Yes.
Just wanted to have a look on the
Oh,
difference.
well, it's just,
And the color of the fur also is changed. It's really amazing.
yeah.
And then we have this. I just had to put it in there before.
Ah,
So
brilliant.
it's amazing.
Yeah. Again, they don't align at all, do they? Not
No.
at all. Not one part of that dog aligns from the first treatment or before the first treatment to now.
Yeah.
You must be so proud of that. I know that I am incredibly proud of you as a therapist and the work
Thanks.
you do. It is fantastic. When I hear stories and see stories like this, it's just the best, because
It is.
Galen was set up to obviously enhance dogs' life and reduce their discomfort and aid their comfort, and you've done exactly that using choice, using pure choice. So I want to thank you very much for giving up your time to share this very, very special story with us all. I think it is phenomenal. And please just keep doing your amazing, amazing work.
As
And
long as you're going to continue to be an amazing, amazing support.
oh, thank you. Well, we're here. We're here. If you're there, we're here, because this is what
Amazing.
we love doing, is supporting people and our therapists to perform these. I'm going to call them a miracle, because that is a
Yeah,
miracle. But
it
it's
is.
fantastic, fantastic. Beate, thank you so much, and look forward to catching up with you again very, very soon.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye.